Well, I guess my channel is going to be famous for defining capitalism. That's all I'm doing right now, to be honest. I'm just trying to analyze what the fuck am I living anyways, right? Amongst NPCs, because NPCs didn't fucking spit me out into the next level accordingly. And technically, I'm hiding from them. Technically, they were never given the time to understand who I am in the first place. And to me, I don't think they care that much anyways. I found another word that describes capitalism amongst 100 words now, it seems. We have the word upside down. We have the word death cult. That describes capitalism. This literal definition of trash into cash describes capitalism. Like an actual definition of capitalism. And then you have placeholder. Placeholder everywhere. The reason why placeholder definition works is capitalism doesn't work. Everything is a placeholder. In capitalism, things don't work. What you're purchasing is technically fake. It's technically unfinished. You can still get an upgrade to that version. Yes, a spoon might feel finished because, you know, it's come from the ancient times before capitalism was a thing. Like, some basic things don't need upgrades. Like your house doesn't need an upgrade most of the time, unless it's falling apart. But rather, everything is placeholder. Like, actually, like, there's these Soviet blocks, right? Soviet blocks. Okay, it's commie. It's called communist blocks. What is that? Do you need to replace them? No. Do you need to upgrade them? No. Some people choose to do so, and they're idiots, because you don't fucking need to do anything to them, right? They're just there. Just build more. Build more, all right? Sell that shit. But I don't wanna because it looks ugly. Oh, look at that. It's evil. Wow. In the world of rage bait, this is like top tier, to be honest. I mean, does rage bait or vanity define capitalism? Probably, guys. We have all these, like, literally a whole book of definitions for capitalism. Like, I want to do so many cool things. I would be able to sell those books, man. I would be able to open that business. I'm literally the Disney princess that can shit out another Disney franchise out of my ass and sell, like, thousands of merchandise, make thousands of movies, that sort of stuff. So thank you if you subscribed. You very appreciated, guys. Very appreciated. To be early adopters of my big brain. So let's jump in and talk about placeholder. Alright, because this is also a placeholder. I see a lot of fucking idiots online now turning themselves into anything. So I'll turn myself into this, I guess. Because that's why, but for now, I'm a placeholder. Real-time camera. I will not have camera, I'll just have real-time AI transformation. Look at that. I'll just be a VTuber, but very angry. That's right. I mean, I already said the definition. You should just, like, walk away. Like, yeah, everything's fake. But you have no idea what the extent of this is. That's the funny part. Like, I can define, and you might be able to even agree and actually understand, like, a lot of jobs are fake, a lot of things you buy are fake. They don't satisfy you, and often they just straight up steal your money, you know? A lot of games are unfinished, broken, you need a fucking sequel, DLC, blah, 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 blah. A lot of, well, relationships don't even exist, okay? Relationships are just placeholders. They don't actually grow into anything, they don't do anything. You're basically brave to make children and to have friends, you're brave. Wow, fascinating. You're brave to do anything under capitalism, if we're being honest. Nobody was brave enough for me, so I just said nope to capitalism. But I still have to tread the waters. I still have to operate in the same fucking shithole that you guys live. You know, I still have to tread this line. This is the line of operations, and this is where the operations climb and actually accumulate something. But this is where just like I have to just drift in the same place, not do anything much different in my life, just have to generally improve my life, but nothing really fundamentally changes because I cannot fucking collab basically with a person who has a different life and wants to, you know, combine their forces against evil. If that doesn't happen, I just treading waters. Whatever NPCs are doing nowadays, I'm just gonna be, yep, that's me. That's me, guys. All the way. Alright, all the way to the corner of the earth. That was me. Now I'm a spiritual being. Okay? I haunt this apartment building. I'm a fucking literal ghost. But I'm a vicious person. Like, they will never be able to contact me directly without a fucking Ouija board, right? They need a special access to me, and special, like, ritual, basically, to fucking conjure me. Otherwise, what's the point? Right? You guys will not have a relationship with me in real life. Okay? I'm talking to these people who happen to be my neighbors. That's what it is. So anyways, I'm at the fucking corner of reality right now. Of capitalistic reality. There's no place to go besides become a fucking alien or actually collab anyways. Alright, actually still find a person anyways. I have more people in my triangle of choices than ever before. Anyone can collab. Anyone can contribute. Anything. Alright? The higher level you go, the more influence you're able to throw like a net onto the world and grab some resources for yourself. It's a tug of war to some extent. We're all trying to survive. If you're doing more than survival, then don't brag about it. Because even like this, when you climb the NPC ladder, like you become a fucking policeman and a general or whatever, right? People who just help others survive. That's what you're climbing into. That's what you're signing up for. Military, yeah. The NPCs of the world, they just help others survive. You know? Including, you know, what is it? The breeders. These are the breeders. Right? They just make children. They help survive in the just humanitarian way. Even though we already boomed babies and it looks kind of weird, but like we still need to survive, you know? And well, breeders are kind of rare. For a good reason, because I mean fire is not compatible with earth, and it looks like maybe that might be the reason why. Like, it's very difficult to have relationships and want babies, you know. Maybe it has increased rarity, but I'm not gonna fucking go into tiny details like that. I'll just, you know, generalize it and pretend that everyone wants babies if they're NPC, you know. Everyone at least wants sex, so they can just sort of ignore the discrepancy in the data, even if this is not a trendy thing to do anymore. Maybe you're collecting bodies, okay? Just collecting bodies. Collect 10 bodies and you become next level NPC. How about that? That sounds completely correct to me. It's a resource. Men brag about it. Women don't brag about it, which is known as bragging about it. So, yeah. Bodies. Let's go. Let's go with that. So where do we start? We start with placeholder parents. How about that, baby? If bridges burn down and there's inconsistent relationships between people, and people don't talk to each other accordingly, where like things actually grow into normality, we have a very interesting position with parenting, right? The quality of your parents is going to mean a lot. It's going to be the main resource, whether you're going to make it into the NPC world or not. Now, it doesn't matter necessarily. Doesn't matter, and you can sometimes find new parents, technically, if you coddle yourself into weird-ass relationships. Because again, parents are sort of replaceable, and more than ever replaceable. Your starting point, because it matters so much, it almost like it's a curse if it doesn't work out. I was cursed by, below average parents, I would say. They're not like hostile parents. I don't know what the fuck that means and how you defeat that kind of shit. But, my life would be completely different in that sense. Then it's just like a war zone. Who cares? It's not that. I was able to tame my parents. Have been placeholders anyways, meaning that, I was taming hot air. I was just, reordering things as best as I can to try and benefit myself. Because it's not like my mom exists, guys. Right? When people say you live in your mom's basement, my mom barely exists, to be honest. Let's be like, I have a much bigger personality than my mom, and my dad fucking doesn't exist at all. Right? All that shit is placeholder. Is just the legal jargon, basically, to pretend that I had something when I don't actually have anything. Right? So capitalism doesn't actually just allow you to buy parents, which is something I would want to do, just like, cha-ching, I need new parents. Like, what is that about? Why is there so many orphans? Why are there so many fucking homeless people? Homeless people need parents. Very likely. You don't think so? Everyone needs parents. Everyone needs fucking life coaches. This is where we save humanity. This is the fucking point where things get saved. This is why it's a starting point for talking about placeholder things. Right? Fucking, we have to babysit each other because not everyone has parents. That's the fucking problem. And someone like me can evolve into a fucking alien and destroy the world. We don't want that, guys. We don't want that right now. And I'm still panicking because, it's not like I solved any problem. I can't solve the problems myself. I'm just realizing the more I'm solving problems, the more I'm getting out of fucking entire reality. I'm just zooming out. Just, hey guys, bye. Your reality sucks. Mi tok aliane languinge, Aliane languinge, mi tok aliane. You die. I don't remember how you say, your head will fall to the ground in 1 second, so I remember you die. Is how aliens talk, okay? Yeah. That's where we're going. If I continue solving problems as like my lifestyle, if that's what I'm actually passionate about, you guys are screwed. You guys are fucking toast. You guys just say alien goop. Anyone who's not listening is the message for them. Everyone around you is alien goopy. Just floating organs to be harvested. For fun. No one's gonna eat that shit. People are evil. If all I have to do is my entire lifetime is solve problem after problem and nothing happens. None of the things that I'm craving for are actually, occurring. And at the same time, my cravings just literally fucking become tasteless. Look, I just hit 1,000 views. Do I feel anything? No. I feel nothing because there's haters out there. It's not exciting to be watched anymore. It doesn't do anything. I might collect 1,000 subscribers when I get out of this crypto scam called YouTube. YouTube is the biggest crypto scam. Are you fucking kidding me? It's the dumbest shit I'm doing right now, is uploading YouTube videos to some extent, right? If I actually care to earn money, it would be the dumbest thing I would be doing. I'm just trying to socialize, though. I mean, I solved some of the problems doing this, and I'm solving problems while I, talk to myself. You just get a snippet of that, and I just treat you with respect. I have audience. I pretend to have audience. I would pet you on your head right now for being a good audience member. Thank you so much. When I become alien, you'll get a message from me to run. You get a notification. Just don't be in this location, when I perform my rituals. Called problem solving. Because humanity being a problem is just the last thing I want to fucking realize in my life. But it can fucking click, It can click at some point. You just build up the pressure and it fucking clicks. It's like there's no hope. There's no hope, man. So I want to open this door. I don't want to open this door in my life. But yeah, it's a very good Kickstarter to have shitty parents. Just epic Kickstarter moment. And it didn't felt like my parents were bad. But when you fucking pull this word out of my ass, and you're like, were your parents placeholder? And I would be like, yeah. Why would you ask? And it's like, well, that is a pretty bad parent, if you ask me. It's a horrible parent. So I can't actually talk about other people's experience of what parents they had. I can only speculate, and this is completely fucking pointless to me. But there's a lot of, neglect, right? Parents don't actually grow their children, for the most part. And what they do with their children matters so much. Half of this is just parenting. Half of you climbing the NPC ladder is just good parenting. Right? If you have to parent yourself, you have to go a completely different direction, obviously. If you receive parenting, you're fine. So obviously, when your parents decide that you're going to be a boy, because they decide somehow, somewhere, okay? They probably don't want to parent you that much. They probably don't like children if they decided to have a boy. They're probably already excluded from society. And they can borderline placeholders, basically. They just, it did an oopsie, and they will try to do their best to fucking mend the wounds, basically. It's so funny because, we're financially stable. What is the job that we do? Placeholder job called, receiving benefits. That's a placeholder job. Everyone would love to have a job because job actually makes life more meaningful. No? Yes, I constantly call it slavery because it eats my time. But the rest of the time becomes more meaningful, right? And rightfully so. It's in a reasonable way more meaningful. If you have a job, I don't have a job. Everything is kind of monotone to me. But when you have a job, things kind of flow regularly. You're forced into a flow state anyways. You just have to master it, basically. For me, I have a hard time balancing things out because I have to react to all the fucking idiots around me. All the things that people fucking want from me. And I don't know when I have my free time. I actually can't fucking decide. When is that free time? When do I have energy to do the thing I want? For me, it's hard, man. You have a job, it's easy. It's easy to not give a fuck. You have a perfect reason to not give a fuck. But most importantly, you get more money than a benefits person. All right, person sitting on benefits. Person sitting on benefits has to figure out how to find the cheapest meals and cheapest way to live life. All right, that's when they can finally earn money, and that's where they have to like spend a lot of time thinking and fucking doing the logistics of what item should I buy in bulk to be able to earn money. You know, there's still logistics about this. But if you ask like which one of these activities, receiving benefits or having a job, which one of these are placeholders? Well, guess what? And again, the placeholder is the lesser value proposition. In a workplace, you can vibe with a lot of things. You see other people. You see how machinery operates. And you receive a real paycheck for real things that you have done. Right? It's not fucking imaginary. When you receive a placeholder, you literally have to justify it somehow. You have to pray to the gods to be able to fucking justify what you are gaining from thin air. Right? It gets fucking much more complicated, guys, to deal with placeholder things. The more placeholder things you have in life, I mean, I'm so proud of you to be able to survive that shit. It's like, you know, pulling out a knife in a gun battle. A knife is a placeholder to weaponry in the current battle against guns, basically. So I'm totally proud of you holding a fucking knife in a gun battle. What are you gonna do now? Are you actually gonna survive? Because holy shit, that would be insane. You have to have insane skills, insane ability to stealth, and distract opponents, blah, 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 right? Sneak up on them. It's like, what the fuck, man? You have to play a completely different game when you're using placeholder things in life. Let's talk about another thing. Fancy things. Alright. That's the next placeholder item of my choice. You get it. It's the luxury items of the world, of any kind, ranging of in any way. It's the vanity of the world, which is completely meaningless. It's buying Lamborghini so you can go to the grocery store, basically. You don't need that. You don't need to overkill unless you have too much money. Oh shit. Can we punish people like that already? Too much money? What the fuck happened here? How did you contribute to society? You should be, you know, revealing your secrets at gunpoint. Man, you should be in a podcast yappy. Like, the moment you have too much money, what do you do? You enjoy freedom, though? They can just leave if you tax them, as they say. Damn. Fascinating. They probably can learn a new language, too. That one's a little bit more tough, isn't it? No, rich people can't just leave. In fact, rich people all become placeholders in a much different tone, right? A placeholder. They hold the place hostage. They extract wealth from the people in the most fucking efficient way. They should be fucking purged every 4 years if capitalism wanted to actually work. Just like you fucking end Monopoly game at gunpoint of like, well, every 4 years Monopoly game ends. Someone comes into the room and just like fucking slaps the Monopoly out of people's hands. Everything falls apart, basically. Forget about it. Forget about this stupid fucking game. Someone won. You know who won. You know who had the most properties. Why are you guys still fucking playing that stupid game? Right? You really want there to be just one survivor? Think about real-life consequences of one survivor in the fucking world. Right? If we actually praise capitalism for what it is not trickle down, it is a convergence ritual. converges, everything is converging to one point. We are all squeezing into cities, basically. We're all squeezing into 1 billionaire. We're going to become 1 billionaire. But that means a lot of us will have to die to become 1 billionaire. One super giga millionaire, bro. 1 billionaire with extra zeros. The hero level billionaire. God damn. It's a convergence ritual. People got it wrong. People got it wrong. What the fucking triangle represents is a Ponzi scheme. It's convergence. In one point, a singularity. You think AI is going to create singularity? It's going to do the opposite fucking thing. AI is going to, like, burst singularity out, right? And into big pile of things in the universe, basically. AI is going to make things exist while capitalism makes things converge into smaller things, into more efficient things, and sometimes less people. Which is completely, reasonable when we have overpopulation, but capitalism is feeling more and more of a fucking chokehold on people because, now we have no reason to make babies anymore. We're all broke. Can we stop already, We want it to stop. We already want it to fucking stop. We all pushing brakes, and eventually capitalism will just be replaced with this, like, I don't know what to call it. Because we already set singularity and convergence on this thing. AI is not convergence or singularity. AI is a lot of things, just like an explosion of things. Or like a disease, like a big virus, human virus, basically. That could be AI. Just like every trend, but like in massive scales. And it creates fucking demon portals or something. I don't know. Capitalism just makes placeholders. Someone holds the top spot, so to speak. It kind of shifts the narrative just a little bit of the word, adding a little bit more meaning. Someone holds the top spot. But that's not a good thing. It's good for that one guy. It's good for Mr. Beast. It's not good for anyone else. Alright? If they actually love being placeholders, they want to hold on to their first place by any means necessary, by working 18 hours a day. Yes, Mr. Beast. Run, Mr. Beast. Run before someone catches up to you. Oh no, what will we do? I mean, the only thing that catching up to Mr. Beast is a random bullet spawned from a random guy. I mean, that can catch up to you. Maybe they will not like billionaires. I'm just saying. I don't know. And then you're really looking at the world of problems. Like, you don't want to be in drama when you have so much attention on you. And Mr. Beast knows that much. All right. He knows to run away from drama as fast as he can. And, sniff it out, identify what is going on. Are people trying to kill him because he's in the first place? Like, that sort of stuff is always the narrative. Every day. So the fancy things placeholder has an actual name that I made up, obviously. But it's a vanity project. It's the vanity project, guys. Everyone's flexing, everyone's showing things, everyone's traveling. Everyone's doing the most meaningless shit imaginable, including self-improvement through reading books or some bullshit like that. That's completely meaningless and outdated. Everyone is trying to get that top spot in the most meaningless activities possible, like running, jumping, bro, spear throwing. Holy shit, man. What are we fucking doing? We have nothing to do. We're just generating a bunch of fucking entertainment, basically. We have to look at everything as entertainment. We cannot be jealous of anything. It's just entertainment. It's just content. At this point, it's from the Vanity Project. We're just pumping content, boys. And we're trying to fucking, surf the waters together. Just try and hold hands while it's happening. While the shit keeps pumping. Next, please. Alright. Open your mind, my children. I'm a spiritual being now. I'm that angry man inside your head. Literally, Inside Out movie shows that angry man is inside everyone's heads. They look the same as well. They look like me. They look like a fucking square. Alright? So I'm already inside your head. You just have to unleash my full potential. Looks like. The next placeholder thing, I went to the kitchen and I'm like, water. Water is the next placeholder thing. So, you have access to tap water. And then there's like the bottled waters. Capitalism is so proud of just presenting you water in a bottle. Buy it now. Buy it today. And if you don't like it, they're gonna fucking figure out a way to pump a little bit of flavor into it. Now it's water with flavor. Buy it now. No? But it's bottled water. It's bottled water. And then they fucking, okay, you don't like flavor inside water. We're gonna pump so much more crap into your water. So much more crap. And now it's gonna be the fizziest, the weirdest drink ever. Alright, now you want it, right? And everyone wants it. Of like, yeah, finally, it's not water anymore. It's not placeholder. When you pump in a lot of crap in there. It's no longer a placeholder. It can't make you fat, though. So, just the fact that you live in a home, and you have this gravity towards just, like, drinking tap water. Like, my friend, when I came into his house, he said, like, we don't actually drink tap water. And I'm like, what, is it dirty? What's going on? I don't get it. I just couldn't fucking understand. It was alien language to me. No, drink tap water. I drink tap water. It's fine. Until I realized I was not fine. It wasn't like a health complication or anything. But it literally, the moment I realized it didn't taste right. The moment I realized the way to get out of this shit. It didn't taste right to drink water anymore. I try to go back. I'm like, ugh. My throat hurts. Immediately. Immediately, water turned into poison when I stopped drinking it. When I knew how to replace my placeholder. It's almost like my body was waiting so fucking long to escape the placeholder thing I was putting into it. Right? It adapted to drinking shitty water. But the moment I jumped out of this, I'm happier. The thing that I'm drinking is tastier. I'm drinking ice cream, by the way. Yeah. Call it hot ice cream. Fucking weird, man, but it works. It's the best fucking thing ever. It's like cocoa, but, very, very accessible. Very creamy cocoa type of thing. Any kind of flavor works of ice cream. And that was just the most magical thing. In self-improvement video, I was like very proud to give that insight about water. That you gotta escape this shit. You gotta remove that placeholder. You gotta always improve the placeholders out of your life. As quickly as possible. The next one is a little bit of a fucking doozy. Women are placeholders. We talked about jobs. Just briefly enough, just long enough to justify not talking about jobs alongside with women because somehow they're just interconnected. The jobs reject you and are impossible to find, and you want your dick in it. Because that is the best place to be, inside that job, inside that woman, bro. It pays well. Right? No? No? Okay. Women don't pay very well then. I think they do. I think they pay in social ways, basically. They don't even know it, because they're living in it. They don't even know how much they pay. Alright? Like, they have wonderful parents. Every single woman is the happiest fucking person because, again, they spawn with the intention of, like, well, we're gonna grow a nice little NPC. Women literally have the path open to them to go this way. They have the whole path prepared. If I'm prepared to go this way, then I'm gonna be a boy or a girl, right? The whole this is the most important thing. Either you're gonna grow your brain or your heart. That's what determines your gender before you even fucking spawn, right? Your soul literally fucking scans the environment to see what happens. Am I gonna have resources or am I gonna struggle, right? It's natural selection, boys. So to be a woman is basically living in easy mode. It's fucking crazy. They have the easy life, so to speak, but not really. I mean, easy life, but not very fulfilling life, okay? And if they don't step outside a line and help out the boys, what is even the point of them existing? You know, their life turns into a vanity project. Their life turns into a save fucking nothingness, basically. A bunch of non-achievements in their life. Women achieve fucking nothing if they don't step and just, you know, have normal, healthy relationships, which they refuse to have right now. They refuse that shit. They don't know what it is. They don't care. And it's crazy. Women themselves are now placeholders. They're placeholder human beings. That is fucking crazy. They look nice, they do all the nice things, and somehow it doesn't fucking help anyone. It's selfish. It's just a selfish little fucking bubble, basically. It looks nice. I would love to be a part of this bubble. It's the most attractive thing ever, right? But it's just there, floating around, untouchable, right? If the world is too peaceful, if there's not enough migrants to pop those bubbles, I mean, what is there? Is there any other way they can be popped? So literally, boomers probably be like, well, we have to introduce migrant crisis just so people start talking about it, about women a little bit differently, you know, because they can't just be floating around like little bubbles, bro. Completely worthless to society. It's fascinating. But their time will come, you know? They will have to generate their own resources. They cannot just rely on their parents' shit forever and ever. Which, if you ask who's actually in their parents' basement, every woman ever, basically. Alright? Even if they're not in their own parents' basement, in order to deceive the public, they marry someone and they fucking crawl into their basement instead. Right? Or they unite the forces of a married couple. They unite the forces and they fucking build a basement. But they still, get sponsorship from their parents and so on. Right? They still have very tight connections. And they also pick the guy who also just happens to have good parents all of a sudden, right? All of this is a vanity project side effect, basically. It soaks in most of the women. Being an incel is probably because you ascended. You know, you're just better. You're just much better than other people. Whatever. Alright? Because every time you have to ask yourself, like, if I'm the godlike incel, I talk about meaningful things. Do people generally talk about meaningful things? No? You should be scared then. Women will definitely not talk about meaningful things. They have their own fucking, just the most degenerate play, and they call it simple life. My life is simple. And if they acknowledge that life is simple in a face like mine, where my life is difficult, and they don't acknowledge that life is difficult rather than simple. Simple life for you, you get to live simple life. But now you have to make a difficult decision of maybe life is not simple, actually. Right? Maybe your life is not the only thing that in existence. Maybe reality is just happens to have more than one dimension. Fucking one-dimensional life, guys. Most people live one-dimensional lives, and there's nothing that we can fucking change about that. We can only change the ism. You know, we can change this part of the ism. We cannot change that this is always going to be the case. But we can also judge people based on, like, what decisions they make. When they choose the straightforward path. When they treat life as simple. And only thing you have to identify NPCs with is just ask, is life very, very complicated or very simple? If you can find a way to ask that question, you will find out who those people are. I mean, I'll definitely make an NPC test at some point. Test if you are an NPC. Alright? Usually in my comments, it's 99%, 0.99999. Everyone's NPC. With magical fucking unicorn exceptions that I don't remember dealing with. Alright? So it's very easy to kind of borrow yourself and create this vanity project, start vanity project where life is simple. You just need money to survive, guys. Everyone knows that by now. Yeah? When we start a new ism, you will have to learn a completely different thing. And NPCs will kind of panic a little bit. Right? Especially those who have lived a simple life for a very long time. They will realize, shit just changed for no reason. What happened? I thought life was supposed to be simple. Why would you change anything? NPCs really hate change. That's one of those things that fucking scare the shit out of them. In order to scare NPC, the scariest movie is like, here you go, you have summertime. But there's something called The End of the Summer. Oh shit, that's the scariest movie. I just made the world's scariest movie of every NPC. Change is the scariest thing, guys. But now, let's bring back, tone it down, and throw away women appropriate way. If they're placeholders, what the fuck is going on? What's going on, man? My paradigm shift completely shifted when I was, like, able to see only celebrities as meaningful. Right? So women are just placeholder for celebrities. That's it. I can't even debate this, guys. Whatever I just simulated here, I don't know how to deny this. It's not the same thing anymore. Because it's stacked. Celebrity status replaces the woman status. I don't want to see people or women as women only, right? If they have easy lives, they're happy, and you can sort of hang out with them if they, invite you in. And, yay, great. But, celebrities are better. They actually aim to have talent. They aim to provide something to society as a whole. They aim to exist on a whole different level. And it makes you crave for even, like, what is the next step then? There's got to be something on top of that. Right? You can, again, put something on top of a placeholder, and you cannot go back anymore. That's it. You're no longer drinking water. It's over, dude. When you are attracted to celebrities, This is who you become. Person who celebrates. And if you choose what to celebrate, again, there's difference between good and evil, but if you celebrate all the good things, I mean, you celebrate life, you celebrate love, you celebrate, like, self-improvement. You celebrate these good, heartwarming movies. Emotion connection. You simulate all these things that you cannot have. That you've been barred from because women are too fucking shallow to understand what it takes anymore. And maybe we'll have to one-up celebrities as well. Maybe they will become placeholders at some point. But right now, I'm just getting started in a way. Or I'm just midway there. Not sure. But I want to finish what I started. Right? So until I finish this, I'm probably not switching to a higher level thing, and I can't fathom what it is. It doesn't feel like a placeholder anymore. It feels like a solution to the problem that has been caused by the fucking bastards living easy life and pretending that that's the entirety of life and everyone else is a fucking weirdo and borderline criminal, basically. Because it's so scary. Anyone is weird and scary outside of this path. You know? That's the most evil thing. You're alienating high-level priority people. You're alienating men from the equation as well. It's just evil. And maybe it only happens in Europe and America. Maybe. I don't get it. But yeah, maybe, like, if you have celebrities, if you need celebrities, maybe it's just a Western thing. Maybe it doesn't happen in China or in Russia, right? Who knows? And it feels that maybe, but you have to be a really strong man to be able to fucking climb a straight path in those other places where things are upside down. In Soviet Russia and everything is backwards. I guess. It could be the case. But now women taken over. And they have placed themselves to hold power. And it's not pretty. Alright? And it's a very divisive thing, and in both cases it's a divisive thing. I mean, I had one invitation and I kind of blew it. Should I feel bad about it? No. The woman I would be chasing just kind of had a messed up life. She was not helped by her parents too much. So I'm like, if that's not the case, then you might just evolve into something. Or I just step aside. I don't know, I just didn't like something about her. I call it speed. If you're trying to do something too fast, it's very likely you're an evil person. Because you don't care you want to do everything all at once. You can't shut up. Like, narcissists can't shut up. And that's for, like, really bad thing, man. What is this magical thing that you cannot shut up a narcissist? What the fuck is that? Right? That doesn't seem normal. That doesn't seem like a magical spell that should always go wrong. Shut up. We talk some other time. You know? Take it fucking seriously. Why do everything all at once? It's insane with these people. Is speed placeholder. What? I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, if women don't love you, they become placeholders. They become an empty place where there could be a woman, but there's no woman. There's just emptiness. There's just void. They kind of fill in the void with sadness and depression. They know how to do it, man. If you could accommodate a woman, she should fucking care. Right? She should be like wiggling herself in and just tasting the space you can provide. Because you matter as a human being. You have virtues. You have your own fucking skills and everything you can introduce, right? It's a deep date. It's the final date of like, can women stay in your place, basically? And again, if you haven't had a date, I mean, this is the final date, bro. This is the final one that turns into now a relationship, right? Where she says, yes, this is fine for me. But if you receive no, or you just generally don't like approaching women, because there doesn't seem to be a point, this doesn't seem to work out properly. Like, chasing after women, like, it takes energy. You always calculate, like, man, this takes energy. I don't know if I can do it again. Right? So you might have been able to do it one time when you were young to reel in something, but, like, constantly do fishing is fucking exhausting. Maybe my brain will conjure up a method to do it. Right now, they're just placeholders. They're shading my existence. Every placeholder is doing that. They're shading existence. They're just there, and they should be replaced with something. Just let me let me spend my money on those fucking placeholders already, you know? Let me do it. That's the only solution. That's the way we fix capitalism, is we allow people to spend money to replace what's broken. Now I'm a spiritual person, guys. Yay! Hey, godlike. Now I have to suffer in a higher difficulty, in hopes that, I can accommodate myself accordingly. I might actually, like, move out and find a much quieter place, start a whole new, completely different life than being a basement. But even then, like, capitalism is preventing change, actively preventing change by inflating all the prices, right? You can't move. You can't find a job. Okay, you can't change anything, okay? Capitalism really now, like, very fucking tightening things up so everyone celebrates the fucking ending, I guess. Everyone comes to the New Year's party. So I'm gonna fucking set my calendar so I don't fucking forget, because, how long am I gonna be a spiritual person before I become alien? Looks like I'm invited. So, the New Year's party. We're gonna change the ism. Hopefully it's soon, though. So what other placeholder things? We can talk about content. That's a big one. Everyone is producing content. And anytime someone produces content, it feels like it's stealing from you if you wanted to be a content creator. It feels like, well, I had this idea. I wanted to do this. And you can't do it. You cannot copy and paste someone else's content in a traditional sense and get just as many views. Right? You have to be very creative about this. You have to slowly build your own reputation as well to be able to be even seen. But that's, the vanity project problem. I would rather say content doesn't work. We get into the territory of doesn't work. If something is broken about it, right? And people who have been placeholders and have been able to pump out content, they sort of fall off and they get canceled. usually by themselves. They just stop doing the thing, right? They have been hijacking this whole thing, and they were not able to even continue the operation because they were hijacking the system, basically. AI shows that when content actually works, you can pump out content very easily into the wild, to the point where content is actually meaningless. But that's great, you know, like we get the best content now. Everything else becomes placeholder. But right now, like what we actually consuming, it seems it is placeholder. It's borderline propaganda. It's borderline lies and confusion, and it's not useful to you entirely. I mean, even Beast is, in a sense, holding place, so you can like waste time, right? You have extra time. You can cram a bunch of placeholders in your time. You can basically brain rot yourself. Quickly dump your time for the placeholders to all the meaningless shit. You're definitely not going to feel good about it, consuming that sort of stuff. You're probably going to be much better off just touching grass and just walking outside, right? For me, outside means paranoia of bumping into more placeholder human beings, unfortunately. The outside is full of NPCs. And we'll talk about that a little bit as well. It's coming. Touching grass is placeholder, unfortunately. It's not always a recommended thing to do. But yeah, a lot of content is a waste of time. It's just people sort of like, it's like alcohol. If it's popular, it feels different. It feels like you're obligated to consume that content. If it's not popular, then it's like, well, I don't drink alcohol. And it's like, wow, you're definitely a shallow person if that's how you make that decision, whether to consume poison or not, right? Not everything that has views and subscribers is meant to be attractive, all right? It could just be a vortex for stupid people. You have to really fucking constantly think critically if you're wasting your time or not. And you have to be able to fucking push brakes. So as not to constantly consume placeholder items. It's dangerous, man. I'm telling you, it's fucking dangerous. You have to have allergy to that. You have to build immunity to that. Time limits, restrictions, all these words that can possibly help you escape the brain rot levels of time waste. Because if you start feeling bad for consuming content, I mean, yeah. But sometimes you believe in someone, sometimes you believe in a creator, and they sort of just kind of fall off. Both things happen at the same time usually. They stop posting as much, and the shit they post actually is worse quality. I mean, it gets fucking weird, man. But if someone is ending their career, they likely also had a lot of placeholder items the whole time. A career is usually endless. You establish yourself and you use your channel for something. But like MatPat just disappeared. Like, he has nothing to say to the public. No? Everything is science. Everything has been figured out. What an easy life. No, bro just proven that his content is placeholder, that his horror genre doesn't fucking serve him at all. It's just something people wanted to see. You know, he got sucked into the same vortex. Because vortex is actually independent. Both things happen. People are attracted to insane content, and creators want to create insane content to please insane people, which there's a lot of insane people. So the vortex opens for creators and degenerates to come together and ask for more of that content until the creator cannot fucking do it anymore. Cannot create insane content anymore. That's what happens. That's called a burnout. But that sort of burnout is like you literally burn in hell for the stupid, shitty content that you made. You know? This is what I'm talking about, Placeholder. You actually literally have to hunt down the creators. I don't have the power to stop them, to even confront them about the shitty fucking Placeholder content that they're producing. They have to be self-aware. And to protect the viewer that's watching this video, just always think about it. You might ask, like, how do I find proper content that is not Placeholder content? I mean, whatever you subscribe to. If you trust someone, then you can finally enjoy their content. A trustworthy person, like, if you trust an actor, usually it's gonna work out. Through trust, you have this, like, weird, deep connection. Trust. If you can trust someone, you can have a deep connection that gives you proper content. It somehow works. Even though nothing seemingly significant happens, but through trust, it's a whole different dimension, right? And trust, you also has to be sensitive and must crumble easily if it gets attacked. If it was misused, mishandled. You subscribe, you trust someone, and they started posting shit, man. Like, that's not good. You should tell me, though, before unsubscribing, please. What did I do wrong? You wanted to see something? Something different? Point a finger at something, so I would know. I'm not a fucking shallow Placeholder guy who just posts whatever. I do consider, you know, what people want to see. I have plenty of ideas. You know, I might pull out of my idea bag of something that's your type of taste, man. And we're gonna enjoy it together. Don't unsubscribe before telling me what's wrong. NPCs touching grass. Another Placeholder thing I talked about is, now we're gonna talk about it in context. That's right. First of all, fear becomes Placeholder thing of like, well, I have to walk around and touch grass because I'm afraid of the outside world. I need to know what it is at all times to have a fucking clear vision. You don't need to know what it is. When I go grocery shopping, no one better stand in my fucking way. All right? No one better fucking dare to do anything stupid. All right? There's no mercy for that shit. No one better dare to do anything stupid in the morning for me. You must be able to trample everyone. No touching grass, you trample the grass. You create a path. Grass is trash, alright? We make paths out of grass. That's what grass is used for. You know, to fucking trample it. Grass is a fucking Placeholder item. Grass is not a road, basically. In other words, grass is a Placeholder road. So when someone tells you to touch grass, that's a fucking insult. It's the dumbest thing you can say. It's about like, well, NPCs exist where the grass is greener. I don't give a also, I just spent my entire fucking hour already. What happened? That's what happens when you talk about Placeholder items. You know, fucking throw you in a different dimension. Now I feel guilty about it. About going overboard. There's got to be one more thing that just kind of gives you a nice little conclusion. But yeah, going outside is completely meaningless. There's not much to do. There's not much to interact with. You're supposed to go to a place to a place. You should be invited to a place. For fuck's sake. And a good invitation would be a face-to-face invitation. Someone knocks on your door and like, hey, you want to go to a place, do this thing? Maybe it will be fun. Like, we bought a bunch of fucking games or whatever. Where's the ability to be a child again for a fucking day? Right? What was that? Childhood was a placeholder? Yeah? Childhood. This is where placeholder becomes the ultimate enemy, basically. It has eaten your childhood. You're no longer a child anymore. This was just a placeholder until you become an adult. And the reality is, like, come on, man. What are you trying to fucking pull here? That's the only thing my childhood consisted in, is just, like, games with other boys. Right? That's basically our fucking little drugs, to sustain sanity. To be happy. And now, since my mom is fucking tailing me and is also isolated from society, she's enjoying little game of Mario, you know? She doesn't want to switch, I don't know why, to a different game. Does she actually intend to complete it? It's a happy time. Not very happy with my mom, like, she's not a very happy person. But it's happy, it's a bonding moment. She's playing game, I can watch what she's up to, and we understand each other in terms of the game. To be robbed of your childhood, it happens every fucking day, and you should be mad. Mad to anyone who had the ability to bring childhood to you, and they give you the placeholder item of fucking nothing, basically. That's what it is. People who bring you fucking nothing in life, and they come back to your life. I mean, they just gonna get a middle finger back of, like, you robbed me of my childhood. We could have had fun, right? We could have not taken it so fucking intense. We could have not bring drama to the table. Fucking nothing. Or drama. Or pretentiousness that, oh, you have to do this and that, right? To be able to keep up or something. Childhood remains until the day you die. You must be able to actually bond with people through this medium, right? To not taking things seriously and having fun at the same time. That's the only place where we were able to be friends, right? Until bullies came in and fucking trampled it. Technically, it's a whole different topic, and it probably has to do something with capitalism. Because it's the opposite of placeholders, you know, it's fucking nothing. It evaporates. It cannot be held together. Basically, under capitalism, childhood is a demo version. Is that what it is? And only if you earn enough money, you can sort of, you know, simulate a drug version of that. Where it's not actually real. You're not actually having real friends, real relationships, in a childhood state. Drama also means, like, addictions, terrible perceptions of reality, extravagant, lustful, and just overwhelming with something. Anything that kills the ability to bond is literally evil taking place. That's truly the test of evil. Like, if there's a solid barrier, and no one actually has ability to open this barrier, they are robbing you of your childhood. Your childhood means nothing. You can live as a child forever, and it means nothing to anyone. Right? No one is there to adopt you, play with you, talk to you, give you anything, or just congratulate you for being a child forever, you know? Since you didn't have resources to become anything special. If humanity creates a solid barrier here, like, we're screwed, man. Humanity will be known as child child robbers, kidnappers, bro. This is why the most respectable thing to do technically is to be a game developer. You give childhood to people who still need childhood. But I try to not give the entirety of the game. Because then the life is easy for the NPCs. They just grab the thing and it's like, yeah, I have it now. I have a game. Or there's gonna be like fucking idiots talking about, oh, it's a children's card game or something. Man, it gets fucking wild in there. People want like shooters and whatnot. Like they're robbing themselves. I still can't really translate into what if it's a placeholder thing going on. But the best thing I can say is like they ran out of childhood. They just ran out of that essence of what it's like to be a child, to be an innocent person, right? Everyone becomes a fucking criminal, basically. They pick up a knife of like, I'm not child anymore, I'm about to stab someone. Ha ha ha. What the fuck is this shit? It's pure evil. That's where like the most obvious version of that, of like, if you're not a child, you're a person with a fucking knife running around and scaring people. If you're not a child, you look like fucking this. Like a degenerate, basically, in a suit. If you're not a child anymore. Get the fuck out of here. And everyone wants to help you, you know? Because you're a piece of shit. You're the biggest scumbag ever. Like, here you go. Get up, sir. You're clearly not homeless. You're a piece of fucking shit. Let's not forget that the world is upside down. So when people are trying to help you under capitalism, they fucking hate you, to be honest. They're just jealous or something. They see something in you that they would like to have. They associate with you so much. I mean, they could be, you know, fame of like, well, my childhood died. We all these drug addicts, they still live in childhood, these bastards. Our childhood has died. And I have moved on. This is one of those things that will literally stall your self-improvement ability. If you just kill your childhood. You're just gonna be a floating fucking organ. Right? All these people who thought they went past into next level. They're just floating organs. They're just gonna collapse anyways. Under gravity of real life or children leveling up will be at your expense. And I will still remain a child. Alright? A childlike creature. Look at me. I can literally be a plushie. And I'll be fine. You have to maintain innocence so you don't trample anything below you. So the only thing I can describe as a previous position of this thing is fear. Of some kind of social pressure. We can call it social pressure, right? The fucking nothing. You must, like, that peels off childhood. Or place itself on top of childhood. Right? On something actually good. Because we haven't seen that, right? It holds a place on something actually good. You have to take that shit off. Alright? That placeholder is completely pointless. Now, of course, people are gonna fucking bully you for it. Because people put social pressure on top of their childhood so as not to appear weak. Basically. A lot of NPCs are obsessed with power. They want to appear powerful because it intimidates other NPCs. And they get left alone or whatever. You don't need that. I swear to God, you don't fucking need that shit. I allow myself to remain innocent. Whatever I feel like doing, that's what I'll be doing. Not because I want to prove something. Sometimes I'm just poor. You know, sometimes I just don't know how to do things correctly. Sometimes I want a better version to start with. I don't want to adopt a habit until I get a good version. There's reasons. But you're always going to be met with social pressure, and they will fucking test your childhood. They will want to fucking rob that shit away from you. It's the first thing that you get robbed. That people search your pockets to find and take away your childhood. It's the first thing, bro, they go after. See you guys next time. Be careful with these fucking placeholder things. They're the greatest evil of capitalism, man, it looks like. Why does it describe capitalism so well in the end of the day? Well, 'cause freedom. You can sell anything. Might as well sell a piece of cardboard than the real thing. Sell a bunch of fake things than the real things. But most importantly, just like fill in the space. So it doesn't feel empty anymore. But often enough, like when people actually want something, they just see cardboards. There's a very good example of this. In gaming, every tree used to look like this. In a lot of the cases, it still does that. It's a fucking billboard, basically. Extremely primitive shapes. Just the sprite looking right at you. That's a placeholder. In a way to save performance. Because computers still have performance issues. It's a placeholder until we fix the technology. Right? So you hit a very, very primitive thing that's completely useless. And potentially doesn't even exist. You're not even allowed to go here because of like the invisible walls. This was like at the very start of capitalism, we had this like billboard concept. Right? When the games were primitive three-dimensional games. And we have to like fully comprehend that this concept is quite a defining factor for capitalism. A lot of the times, things are going to be primitive. You're going to be put into that straightforward path. And people will hope you to succeed in that. Right? But if you go and start questioning things, you immediately realize it is all fake. And you just don't even know what the extent of fakeness actually is. How many things are just placeholders? Like, how many celebrities are completely fake celebrities that should be replaced by someone actually real? Right? When someone real actually climbs up, they immediately replace the placeholder. Any single upgrade, you know, replaces someone else, takes the top spot. It happens like so crazy fast that you realize what you have been dealing with was a placeholder. When people innovate, when people upgrade, you realize that the old version was trash. The only personal example I have is Oblivion into Skyrim. I very quickly realized that Oblivion was trash. The second example is Yu-Gi-Oh! Into Next Generation. Hearthstone. I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Was trash. Like, why have big numbers for the sake of having big numbers? It was so fucking weird. But even in Yu-Gi-Oh!, right, when we talk about, like, billboard games, very basic games, in Yu-Gi-Oh! They add those 2 more zeros because they literally fundamentally are placeholder numbers. They printed out dozens, thousands, 10,000s of extra zeros for no fucking reason. They were just completely placeholder values. Completely meaningless. Imagine that. Don't do it. It's not important to do that. You might feel like it's important and it's not. It's just some kind of fucking weird insecurity that you gotta get rid of. Always clean up the placeholders out of your life. I mean, in this case, it's weird because you can literally clean it up. But in a lot of cases, it requires you to find the better version. But that's the thing that you improve, right? You always have to keep it in mind. Can I improve this placeholder now? Can I do this one? You have to always double check. Right now, even like Windows is on the menu. Can you improve Windows into something else? Windows turn into a fucking placeholder. Overnight, bro. A little bit too fast. We were so fucking accustomed to not giving a fuck about operating system. What happened? What happened? So sometimes capitalism literally sets something on fire. Literally cancels the whole thing. Where something you trusted becomes a placeholder. I talked about influencers that way. Their content becomes placeholder. More and more, when the intention gets revealed that they didn't actually care. They just wanted to cash in, right? The fundamental version of a placeholder is not a billboard, but like you have this, and I should have opened the video like this. Maybe now my video is rewatchable. But let's say you have a card and the placeholder is just like fucking scribble. And then you write a random name and random ability. That's what it is. Instead of actually drawing anything or generating anything, just fucking scribble as quickly as possible. A sword, here you go, a placeholder version of a sword. It's the most basic version, but like that's what it is. That's what it is. In real life, there are examples when you have such a basic bitch version of something where it's completely fake, but people just kind of accept it because we're all just trying to survive at this point. Everything is so fucking chaotic, everything is so on fire that, that person, he doesn't have the right tools to be able to live a normal life. Fuck that guy. He has placeholder items, don't worry about him. You know? Placeholder items literally turn into the gaslighting material to pretend that your life is completely fine. You are a completely normal human being, guys. Don't worry about it. Or it's like your fault that something is going wrong. It gets so fucking weird, man. But I literally overkilled with this one topic. I can't believe it that it was this juicy, baby. See you guys next time.